Let us begin anew with Bear Pile V2. We left the previous kingdom in disarray, to put it lightly. So we're going to try to start fresh here. Playing on Twitch, of course. The Bear Pile is going to join us today. And we'll probably go ahead and introduce the Chiefs of the North and the Grandees of the South this time as well. I did feel like the Counts of the East were pretty fitting for us. They did take over pretty strongly last time, though. Let's maybe leave them out this time. Keep the Barons in. I'll keep Counts because you won. That's actually a valid point. Winner stays on the court. I don't know. Yeah, that's equally compelling as an argument. Barons, though, is a pun. Yeah, hard to beat that, right? Here we go. Ready to join? Go ahead and type !join followed by your pronoun of choice. And you will be entered into one of our 3 regions for today. The Barons of the March, the Chiefs of the North, and the Grandees of the South. Great soundtrack for this game, too, man. It adds a lot to it. What the heck is a Grandee? That's a great question. That's a grand question. A person of high rank or eminence.
Grandee.
A Spanish or Portuguese nobleman of the highest rank, apparently. Grandee.
Grandee.
Grandees of the South. An official aristocratic title conferred on some Spanish nobility. Yay, I'm Spanish. Yeah, okay, apparently. Holders of this dignity enjoyed similar privileges to those of the peerage of France during the Ancien regime? I was going to say ancient regime. Ancien, I think. Huh. That's a fun history lesson. We'll wait for a little longer here for the folks that want to join in right from the jump, but it also is open to joining all throughout the game, so... One last call if you'd like to join now. !join followed by your pronoun. And we'll get it going. I like the look. I like these squads. I just bought this game today, so I'm hoping to have it all connected right for the custom to show up. Yeah, don't forget that. Well, that's actually... let's see if I can find you here. Naki Cappuccino, where are you at? You're here in the Barons. That look like you? Good to go? Awesome. All right, I think we're ready. Let's begin. Your Majesty, when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? So, of course, we went for the greatest king who ever lived previously. An architect of the new golden age was the following one. Could be fun to try to be a peacekeeper. Shoot for stability. Sure. An admirable aim. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I'll return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Okay. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Why the hurry? To delay any longer would make the nobles restless. When nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. They wouldn't dare. You should pay more attention to your history books, Your Majesty. The nobles are always plotting something. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Let's get this over with, then. What kind of coronation should be held for the new king? We do enjoy throwing the king in the river, don't we? Hell, I'll vote for it. I'm all about the stability. Can either host a lavish party with jugglers and fountains of wine, Invite foreign dignitaries and show off your wealth. Throw the king into the river, which is, you get to throw the king into the river. Or the nobles must put on a vast banquet for the king. I do like that. I should have chosen that one. Drain y'all's coffers early on. I can get thrown into the river, though. That's okay. Can't believe I vetoed that the first time. It's clearly the best choice. Let me get changed on my nice robe. No, wear those. That's the point. Dating back to Queen Alma the Wise, it's meant to represent you being reborn as a true king. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. You climb back up the bank soaking wet. The Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Some of the nobles are giggling about it. Now that you're the king, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. You nobles hail from all across the kingdom, the wintry north, the scorching south, and of course, the bleak march. Let's meet the chiefs of the north. Greetings, Chief Red Wizard. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Highness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. Grandees. Alice Grimori. May the ninth god bless your reign, Your Holiness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. And Baroness the Pony of Shadow. Hail and well met, Your Highness. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. What's this game about? Happy to answer that? Twisted Dylan. Make sure you !join followed by your pronouns so you can play along with us if you like. It's a chat participation game where you try to overthrow the king with your fellow nobles from either the barons, chiefs, or grandees. If you join, you will be joining the ranks of one of those three regions. You can see your name here on the list, most likely. You'll work with your team in an attempt to meet your team's goals and therefore supplant the current king with your claimant. Henny of the Rando Rainbow Clan, infamous northern rascal, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, spitting as they speak. Chiefs of the North! We all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter King Baer. How do we make that happen? The chiefs of the North must vote on their goal. What scheme should the chiefs pursue to overthrow the new king and place their preferred claimant, Henny, on the throne? Only the chiefs able to vote on this one. Now, where is Henny? I'm not seeing them on the chiefs list. Is this, I suppose he said it was from a certain clan, right? Rando Rainbow's clan, I think. Well, looks like y'all are trying to raise the stability along with me. I'm down with that. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. I suspect that will be doable. Fabia of the Rocket Whale lineage, sinister southern firebrand, stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. What scheme should the Grandees pursue to overthrow the new king and place Fabia on the throne? The witch hunt, looking for the highest faith. Fervor, to raise their own farming, or excommunication, to lower stability. Again, only the Grandees of the South able to vote on this particular issue. A little split this time. Understandably so, given the current situation. We'll let the stragglers among the grandees get their votes in here. It does look like the witch hunt will prevail, though. There's all sorts of heresy in the capital, and the grandees intend to expose it. First, they must ensure the South is beyond reproach. To advance their scheme, the grandees must be the region with the highest faith in 3 seasons. Ruperta of the Dapper Dogman bloodline, infamous marcher hunter, stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. My goodness. When have the barons of the March backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful queen, on the throne. What scheme should the barons pursue to place their preferred claimant, Ruperta, on the throne? Aiming for either the lowest defiance, to lower others' military, or to lower authority. Those are some interesting options. Lower others' military. That seems like it'd be difficult to do. It does seem like they're looking for the gunpowder. Yeah, no surprise there. Lower authority. The Republic of Kurth has this substance called gunpowder. With enough of that, the barons could take over the kingdom. Of course, a sensible king would never allow one region to hoard such a thing. To do so secretly, the barons must ensure their trading partners don't fear the king's wrath. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Right. So if I, as the king, am looking to prevent these things, unfortunately the stability is not really one I'm capable of, so congratulations, Chiefs of the North. But I'm looking to raise my authority and lower the faith of the grandees. Got it. By royal decree, you can tweak the laws governing how the council votes. You can't pass more than 3 of these at once. Monarch's Iron Choice definitely seems like a good idea for me right now. The monarch can mark their preferred voting option. If chosen, they gain +1 authority. That'll be nice. We'll start with the Honor Guard. Good news, Your Majesty. I've received a vision. I saw you bathed in holy light, blades and missiles crumbling to dust before they could reach you. You do not need to recruit an Honor Guard. The Ninth God will shield you from all harm. I've never seen the Ninth protect someone from a sword through the chest. You need tangible guards, Your Majesty. Thank you, Marshal, for the voice of reason. A sorcerer. 9 months on the pile. Feudalistic fire and fury for feigned frivolities and fierce feints. Fantastic. Tell me about the Northern Warriors. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest. But they're honorable, and in a fight, unbeatable. I mean, that sounds good. Unbeatable fighters? If they literally can't lose, I don't even need to hear anything else. I'll go with the Chiefs. Wait, it's the Northern Warriors, right? Oh, hold on. I can lower the faith of the grandees. Ooh. Interesting. Twisted Dylan. Brand new sub. Welcome on into the pile. Bear hugs for him, please. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm just triple checking. This is the grandees. Yeah, let's do that. I'll make the arrangements at once. A little more defiance over here. Foolishness. Do you not trust in the protection of the Ninth? This kingdom grows more faithless by the day. Oh, I see. It was going to decrease everyone's faith. So that wasn't necessarily the way to go. Oh, well. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn steel masks betraying nothing before filing into formation behind your throne. Okay. I mean, that seems cool, but wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Hey, Cormac, welcome. Your Holiness, a blacksmith in the south has come up with some sort of printing contraption. Instead of relying on a painstaking effort of scribes, it produces 100 copies of a text an hour. Sounds dangerous. Yes, Your Holiness, but it could also be a most profitable investment. The king is right. Books should stay in churches and universities, or else commoners will start getting ideas. Should the council suppress this dangerous new technology? Let me think here. Only the church may use printing presses? That's an interesting one. Only the university may use printing presses. Ooh. Interesting. I'm debating how much of my thought process I want to state aloud, because there are things that I interpret as more or less obvious for the pursuits of the three regions. But maybe if I just do something like this and start the vote, everything will be okay. Well, yeah. Unsurprising outcome there. Did your best. Thought maybe we could get away with it. Here's the faithful among us. In case you were curious. These are the ones that are going to simp for the church later. Well, all right. You're going to regret this one day, Your Highness. Ignorance is the only thing keeping the common folk in line. Nonsense. You're just jealous. In the end, both are right. The North develops a thriving publishing industry. But as more and more books are printed, radical ideas start to spread. Ideas like maybe peasants deserve rights, and should we even have a king at all? Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Baron Ganahan. Your Highness, a shipwreck has appeared on the edge of my estate. It's not even from the March. Its name is the Serafina, and it bears a southern flag. That vessel went missing a few months back. We feared she was lost at sea. Well, she's been found on land, right on top of my favorite picnic spot. My common folk discovered only one survivor on board, a southern sailor. He claims to remember nothing of what happened. My head's killing me. It has been ever since I woke up. I'll be honest, you look awful. I feel awful, Your Highness. I swear I didn't do anything. Last I remember, we were sailing along southern waters, then nothing. This poor soul needs looking after. We must care for him in one of our monasteries. Nay, we must interrogate him further. I must know why this ship is on my land. What should be done with this stranded southern sailor and his mysterious shipwreck? Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. I think I want to go with this. I'll make my even contribution here. Yeah, not the most exciting stuff this time. It's all pretty straightforward. Oh, I'm going to have to be... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. Well done, chiefs, I guess. Got any stragglers out there? I'm willing to wait. No, it's just getting worse for me. Well, shit. The Baron should hire adventurers to investigate the wreck. Why must we foot the bill? The Adventurers Guild is always hungry for cash. They put together a ragtag band of their best explorers led by a woman named Chania. We'll be back soon with news, don't worry. We never fail. Well, all right then. You have to work on that authority, man. That's a problem. Time to use your personal wealth to contribute to the construction of buildings. You can either increase trade for the barons or decrease authority. Chiefs choosing between a decrease in farming or increase in stability. Grandees looking for an increase in faith or decrease of stability. Time to bid. Well, sorry, fund, not bid. You're contributing whatever amount of your personal wealth you choose to contribute to this. Here's a quick breakdown of your houses here. Wealth available to contribute. Exclamation point fund, followed by the letter representing the building you'd like to contribute to, followed by the amount you'd like to contribute. Cathedral, unsurprisingly, leading the way so far, along with the library. Pretty dominant, in fact. Looking like folks have more or less settled upon these two. So be it. An increase of faith for the grandees and an increase in stability brought to us by the chiefs. Biggest contributor, Wolfwall. There we go. It is important to consider how much you're spending there. Yeah, you want to try to manage your personal wealth as best you can, considering it's one of the few things you actually do have control over. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, even the spy master, but there's one person you can't avoid. God! A.k.a. your mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. But mother, I don't want to get married. Nonsense. A king can't rule alone. Don't worry. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. Yeah, give me anything. Whatever you got, I'll take it. Laughingstock. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright Sylvester Blinwood has written another smash hit. All the theaters in the capital are showing it nightly. Oh, wonderful. I love his work. So do I. So does everyone. But the problem is that the new play features a character obviously based on you. How am I portrayed? The character is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is upended over his head as he sits on the throne. Your Highness, peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. The theaters are packed. You must put a stop to it. You simply cannot be known as King Biffo. I think I'll attend the play myself. A shocked silence falls in the theater as heralds announce your arrival. You wave from the royal box as the actors stare up at you, clearly horrified. The show must go on. The play begins. Soon enough, the Clown King arrives on stage, comedically tripping on his own robes. They somehow found an actor who looks just like you. Endless humiliations are heaped on this honking, squeaking parody. Finally, the play concludes with a custard-drenched king handing his crown to the deserving hero. All eyes turn to you. How do you react? Climb onto the stage. The actors shrink away from you. The audience are deadly silent. Everyone's terrified of what you'll do next. Congratulate the actors on a hilarious play. The audience break out into relieved cheers. The actors bow before you, weeping from gratitude. That's how you do it. After that, the whole capital can talk about nothing but your good humor and mercy. easiest choice of my life. Chania and her band of adventurers have returned from the wreck of the Seraphina, my liege. But they bring bad news. Typical. What happened? We can only remember fragments, Your Majesty, like a half-forgotten nightmare. But I remember running down an endless labyrinth that twisted around me, coiling like a serpent. They couldn't reach the captain's cabin at the center, but Chania is willing to return if we give her better equipment. Should the adventurers be allowed to return to the wreck? They may return, but they need better equipment. I mean, it's just the most fun option, right? Outside of my obvious desire to sway you that way. I want to see what happens. Oh, y'all need the trade too, huh? Yeah. Oh, no, this doesn't give us trade. I believe this is saying that the percentage chance is based on the current trade value you have. Ganahan acquires better quality compasses and map-making materials for Chania and her zealous adventurers. They rush off to the wreck at once. Nice. That was extremely good for me. Oh, it checks on Baron's trade for that. Okay. Well, succeeded. The Barons tell anyone who will listen that the adventurers are sure to come back in one piece. That was a heck of a season there. Nice. Amidst dark and foreboding forests, a small, squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There, at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Look here, our first shipment from Kurth. Incredible. May I see inside? Careful with that torch, you fool. You'll blow us to smithereens. So this is the fabled black powder. Incredibly powerful, but we'll need much, much more to put you on the throne. For the next stage of the Baron's scheme, they must raise their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. All right, I got to try to lower the Baron's trade, I guess. Ah, tax time. Sorry, Grandies. Man, I'm thinking I might actually have to tax the Chiefs, too. Y'all got too much money. I don't like that. Y'all got way too much money. I think everybody's got too much money, honestly. I think I'm just... Yeah, there we go. Okay, moving on. I'm just gonna grab some coins real quick. I found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely, you'll be securing a powerful alliance. Yeah, I know. Let's see the eligible candidates. This is Mag, firstborn daughter of the Northern Comrade Barrett clan. Apparently she can be a little shy with strangers, but I'm sure she's wonderful when she comes out of her shell. I deeply identify with that. She keeps the company of witch women and god speakers who have taught her mysterious secrets. She was already engaged once, but it didn't last. No one's sure why. From the south... Oh, God. Shakeen? Shakeen, the eldest son of the Pandora Carp lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? I mean, when you look like Jesus. He's a savvy businessman who has had success in the spice trade. There were rumors he's obsessed with avenging an old slight on his family honor. That sounds pretty sick. And finally, we have the March's offering, Killian, scion of the prestigious Two Lemony bloodline. He's known for his blunt honesty, the kind of honesty that makes you enemies. He's a zealous follower of the ninth god, able to quote scripture backwards and forwards. And at volume, he's got a reputation for not giving a damn what anybody thinks of him. Kind of sounds shitty. That dude did look a little bit like Oscar Isaac, didn't he? I like Shakeen. Let's go with him, dude. got a dope name, even. Oh, you know, I should actually... I just realized I might just have to count entirely on the Defiance effect here. Which means I should probably pick Mag. Yeah. I'll make the arrangements. Go with your heart? That's the last thing I should go with here. What a foolish notion. Your Highness, excellent news from beyond the sky. As Your Highness knows, I'm an amateur astronomer. Oh yeah, everyone knows that, TJ. I've seen that a solar eclipse is on its way, visible from the north. We must encourage the kingdom to gather beneath the dark sun and experience this once-in-a-lifetime event. By the ninth, nay! An eclipse is a warning from the ninth god, a sign that the kingdom has fallen to shadow. All the nobles start talking at once. Nobles, if you would, please. Some are excited, some horrified, but all are very loud. How should the kingdom prepare for the eclipse? Focus on holy protection. Encourage visitors to the north to witness the event. These sun-obsessed fools should focus on their land, not the sky. Interesting. I wonder... Honestly, it seems like... You know what? Yeah. Here we go. See how that fares. Is my suspicion... Yep. I can't finish the thought yet. Oh, darn you and your foresight, half of you. I mean, it's still a possibility. I'll hold out hope. But, yeah, it's looking like the Monarch's iron choice ain't getting through. You want that trade and money. That does make sense. Voting is closed. By the ninth, you shouldn't be encouraging this nonsense. As word gets out about the impending solar event, visitors from across the kingdom drift over to the north. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that the decision would be a little split for the barons and the chiefs there, but several of y'all saw fit to hold out on your vote until the right moment. Baron Ganahan has his servants bring in a stretcher to the council hall. Chania and her adventurers return from the wreck of the Seraphina, Your Highness. Oh, no. They reached the hold of the shipwreck and found this. The other nobles recoil in horror. It's a corpse that almost looks human, encrusted all over with ice crystals embedded into its flesh. Despite the heat of the lamps, the crystals remain solid and glittering. We think this was once a wizard. Maybe the source of the wreck's teleportation and associated memory problems. We must handle this very carefully, Your Highness. We don't know what to do with the remains. Can a wizard's body be destroyed at all? What should be done with this wizard's body? Shall we pay Baron Ganahan to return the body to the ocean? Shall we build a funeral pyre and burn the body? Stow the body back on the wreck and keep it secret? Or put the body on display in a Marcher museum? I like the funeral pyre. I'll vote for that personally, but I'm willing to see where things go here. Boy, yeah, Baron Ganahan option. That is certainly something I should have pushed for more, but I don't know. It feels like even if I vetoed put the body on display, which I was considering, it probably would have ended up just being build a funeral pyre. I don't think people would have voted to pay Baron Ganahan, especially based on this. Yeah, that makes sense, though. I don't know. I guess I probably should have still vetoed that, though. It seems like it's probably not going to help me all that much. Barons are sure happy about it, though. Barons are looking for 5 trade. They got it. You have the body placed in a museum in the largest city of the March. Visitors flock to pore over the preserved corpse, bringing in a great deal of money to the region. Rockbeard! Thank you very much for the 25 months. Welcome on back in. Yeah, Barons pretty much had that in the bag anyway, huh? The staff report ghostly laughter and feeling cold to their bones even in the middle of summer. There's a steady turnover, and those who remain carry protective charms during their shifts. Thank you for the bear hugs. Welcome on back into the pile. Appreciate it. Well, Chiefs of the North have clearly met their stability goal. Faith unlocked for the Grandies, absolutely, and then the trade's looking good for the Barons, too, so be it. In a picturesque castle overlooking the southern titty... All right, I had a good run. See you guys. Yeah, no recovery. That's it for me. He said southern titty. Which one is that, Bear? Praise be. Whispers of our plan have reached the peasants, and they're in an uproar. They call for the sins of the king to be laid bare. Ha! I already have leads on information from inside the palace that we can use against the king. It's only a matter of time. We have the High Inquisitor on our side, but we must also sow dissent among the other regions, says Grandy Gumau. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandies must raise other regions' defiance to a combined total of at least 8, or ensure another region begins a rebellion. Plus 600 treasury if the nobles vote for the selected option. If the nobles vote otherwise, minus 200 treasury. Ooh, if nobles vote for the monarch's choice, they gain plus 500 personal wealth. I love that. I love that. We'll replace monarch's vote with that. I will accept a bribe. Right, yeah, exactly. I've got a sneaking feeling a few folks in the bear pile wouldn't mind a little boost to their personal wealth. Your wedding to Mag is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Mag at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I sure freaking do. Look at those stat bonuses, dude. Easy peasy. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast. And after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Mag, turns bright red every time a toast is called in her honor. By the time you find yourself alone with Mag, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. This is awkward, isn't it? I'm sorry. Come on, Mag. A little more confidence here. Mag gulps back her wine. So tell me about yourself. Not much to tell, really. I'm not sure you'd understand. Basically, I like to study the fundamental elements. She lapses into silence again. All attempts to get her to talk more prove fruitless, and eventually she makes her excuses and heads to the spare bed chamber. This is going well. You could have had this southern hottie, yeah, goddammit. This simply can't go on, Your Majesty. These archboffins think they know everything, but they know nothing of the ninth god's wrath. Please, Your Majesty, we found a perfect site for an observatory high in the southern hills, but it's on Grandy Coppertop Girl's lands, and they refuse to let us build there. Such things are heresy. The stars are just as big and close as the ninth god intended. Who put you up to this idea, I bet it was one of those barons like Silverhive. Silverhive catching strays out of nowhere. Let's see. Looks like... Oh, hold on. This would be... This is increasing the faith of the Grandies, right? Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, the fact that that faith is no longer relevant makes me want to try to get that going, but I also worry about giving them 10 faith. I feel like that might cause more issues. Forbid construction and investigate the scholars' funding. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'll make that my preferred choice. I'm not going to quite bribe you into going that route, but I am curious enough about it to push for it. Finding a different site could be interesting too. I mean, we'll just keep pushing this problem around. We'll never actually resolve it. We'll just make someone else deal with it for a day. Man, close outcome there. Forbid construction and investigate the scholars' funding. A thorough investigation quickly unearths the truth. The scholar's patron is none other than Baron Silverhive, not a stray after all. Hold on a moment, this was never a secret to begin with. All my accounts are public. Coppertop Girl is just paranoid of a conspiracy. This observatory could advance our knowledge of the stars by hundreds of years. Is it a crime to fund the sciences now? Yes, actually. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. That does decrease stability significantly. That would up the defiance, too. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a very good idea at all. Let's see. Oh, actually, this is ideal for me. You've got to stop infringing on the Grandies' religious freedoms. Oh, no. This would decrease defiance for the Grandies and increase it for the Barons. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So I suppose we should just allow the observatory to go ahead after all. The Grandies grumble and groan, but construction goes ahead. Over time, the observatory provides new jobs and brings many traveling scholars to the area, paying for itself many times over. Well, I bet you're pretty happy about that now, aren't you, Grandies? It's not so bad, it turns out. Your Majesty, while scouting the north for a prime eclipse viewing spot, my servants discovered a portal. It's a shimmering shadow hanging in the air, about the size of a door. We threw a rock in, and it returned as a slab of polished obsidian. What? Naturally, I sent one of my servants through next, of course. They saw a red wasteland beneath a sky whose color defied description. I recall a tale from my childhood of such a land, where fairy beings gave vast riches to those brave enough to visit. Riches, you say, T.J. Downing? Ears burning. This portal is on my land, so I have the rights to any riches it may contain. But I discovered it. Well, my servants did. Great treasure lies beyond, I'm sure of it. Who should be allowed to explore the portal when the eclipse comes? Whoever has the most money should hire an adventurer to explore. Which one was which? TJ Downing, I believe, was with the Chiefs. Yeah. And then Dark Gobbo is from the Barons, I think. Is that right? Where's Dark Gobbo? He's on the Chiefs, right? Yeah, there he is. Oh, I can search. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's very convenient. I am considering making it the Monarch's Golden Choice just to make them contribute their own wealth. Yeah, that is funny. But I gotta be careful with that one. I gotta use that well. I think honestly I might just let this vote take place normally. I was going to say, yeah, they might just make you do it anyway. Certainly seems like the Grandy's preferred choice. Man, not a lot of fellow Barons support here. I'm surprised. Very close as a result. Looks like they'll be forcing him to hire an adventurer after all. Scrabbling for gold, Dark Gobbo wins out. He plucks out a young recruit from the Adventurers Guild who begins preparations immediately. Well, there goes all Dark Gobbo's wealth. All right. Up in the north, Chief Pikaros is hosting a grand feast at his clan hall. Our plans are going better than expected. The Spy Master thinks that all is well in the kingdom. Thanks to her lack of attention, I've recruited troops from among the hill folk north of the border, even though it's forbidden. Things are proceeding better than I ever imagined. Our next step is to replace the Palace Watch with our own agents. Indeed, the Honor Guard are incorruptible, but the Watch are another story. If the king can't pay them, they'll look for money elsewhere. For the next stage of their scheme, the chiefs must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons. Good freaking luck. Have fun with that. An honorable challenge. Your Highness, this braggish old muckspout has besmirched my honor. He's spread rumors that my sword is a fake. Which braggish old muckspout are you talking about? That honorless dog, the Sea-Dell of the chiefs. Well, what's so special about your sword? Why, it was once wielded by Saint Bertrand, of course, back in the 4th century. I would duel him to regain my honor, as any grandee should, but Chief the Sea-Dell will not accept without your express permission. Now, hold on a minute. This is a matter of respect. We can't be dueling in King Baer's throne room without due process. You're a coward, Sea-Dell, and you may as well admit it now. Well, your sword is clearly a fake. I've seen older swords in the quenching vat. I am very tempted to arrest them both. Actually, telling Shady Bun Bun just to get over it seems like a pretty tempting option here. Increasing the defiance of the Grandees is not a big deal. It is a lot more fun to let him duel, though. Shady Bun Bun grins wickedly, drawing her sword. The Sea-Dell snarls, draws his axe, and squares up to face Shady Bun Bun. The duelists circle each other before Grandee Shady Bun Bun steps in for the first move. The Sea-Dell jumps backward, batting the sword away. A second strike comes straight after, but this time it's a feint. As the Sea-Dell moves to defend, Shady Bun Bun twists and redirects her attack. The sword cuts cleanly through the Sea-Dell's clothing, who howls in pain. With that, Grandee Shady Bun Bun steps back and bows deeply. First blood. I win. Nicely fought. The court returns to their business. Shady Bun Bun and the Grandees view your sanction of the duel as respecting their customs and are clearly grateful. Well, all right. That went well. I fully expected someone to die. I didn't realize we were so chivalrous here. So much for the undefeatable warriors from the north. That's a fair point, actually, isn't it? Yeah. Ah, Baer, I've come to ask a favor. I recently purchased a very rare reagent for... Reagent, right? Is that how you say that? For one of my alchemical studies. The powdered tusk of a greater black march boar. Unfortunately, it's been delayed. I was buying it from Baron Dr. Harbinger. How appropriate. Could you ask him about it? If you have time, of course. Yeah, I'll look into it. The gods are good. Let me know how you fare. You summoned Baron Dr. Harbinger to the council chambers the next day to talk in private. Hail, my liege. What can I do for you? I need to buy the powdered tusk of a greater black march boar. Oh, you've come on behalf of your wife, haven't you? Unfortunately, I can't give you the tusk just yet. It's quite embarrassing, really, but it was stolen by a jealous rival hunter. Baroness Lost Gerbil, to be precise. By rights, it was my trophy to sell. I killed the beast fair and square, but she disagreed, of course. Said that it was on her land, so it should be hers. Regardless, I've been trying to get it back so that I can present it to your wife as I promised. To no avail. I shall order the tusk returned to you. You send a sternly worded letter to Baroness Lost Gerbil, detailing all the laws you could arrest her under for acting against the Queen Consort. Mag receives the tusk before week's end. She's most pleased with it. The power of a sternly written letter. Never underestimate it. All I'm saying is every grandee claims to have a saint in his ancestry. Your great-great-grandfather was probably a common dullard. Shut your mouth, you hedge-born puzzle-wit. Ooh. Hold up. Mental note. Write that one down. You hedge-born puzzle-wit. His name was Saint Umber, and he defeated the werewolf of Aranjar by turning it into dust in an instant. According to my grandmother. If you're so sure, how about a little wager? A bag of gold says your ancestor was no saint. You're on. Not another petty dispute. Baron Orion 933 is spreading damnable lies about my great-great-grandfather. If you really think he was a saint, then dig him up. Saints are incorruptible. Even after death, they don't decay. Very well. I request the council's permission to exhume my ancestor and prove this fool wrong. Should Grandee Dennyboy be allowed to dig up his ancestor? Dead people should stay underground. No, that's no fun. Well, I didn't use the golden choice at all last year, so I feel like I ought to do it this time. Then again, I don't have to give you money. I gotta make it worth it for me to give you money. Hell, I want to keep y'all poor. Split decision here, though. Oh my. Boy, I was a little concerned that I might have to veto option B here. Y'all made me sweat it a little bit. Ninth, bless you, your holiness. Now, where's my shovel? Uh-oh. A few days later, the body is exhumed from its resting place in the southern necropolis. Grandee Dennyboy is horrified to discover nothing but a moldering skeleton. Ha! Some saint! I think you owe me an apology. By the 9th, I was so sure. Word quickly spreads of Grandee Dennyboy's humiliation, and faith in the church weakens as a result. Probably not the worst thing in the world, but there we go. Auction time. Barons choosing between increasing trade or decreasing faith. Chiefs will either increase stability or decrease authority. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's an either or. It can be both. It's absolutely been both of the one region buildings before. And then the Grandee's looking to increase military and increase authority. Here we go. Again, for a reminder here, if you'd like to contribute, well, it says it right there. You don't need me to tell you. I've got my my suspicions of what's going to pass here. Although I am wondering... Yeah. Might be close between the fortress and the theater. The Grandies don't necessarily need the military. Although, of course, having any is worthwhile. And there it is. Fortress does give you more options, yeah. But it will be the Grand Bazaar very easily being constructed here for the barons, and then the chiefs will decrease authority via the theater. Lost Gerbil contributing the most there. Let's do another check-in on our goals here. Chiefs currently looking still to lower the treasury down to 1,500 or less. Very difficult goal there. Barons, at least 5 trade by next season, looking like it's pretty much guaranteed. And the Grandies trying to raise defiance to at least 8 by next season between, or the combined defiance of both the Barons and the Chiefs, which is also looking pretty rough. Barons out to a pretty big lead here. In the capital, the solar eclipse does little except make the day a little gray. But the north is a different story. Your Highness, our adventurer returned from the shadow portal. Some horror ensued, I assume. With the amount we paid, there was no doubt of success. So, well, all right then. He returned talking rubbish about beings of air, but he brought a whole pile of gold with him. The fairy tales are true. These beings are our friends. Our very rich friends. The only problem is my cowardly peasants. They say the portal's dangerous and scary and a blight from another world. Ridiculous. Should the portal be explored further? The portal must be left alone. Monarch's golden choice is free money, y'all. So all you got to do is you just gotta vote for it. There you go. There's more free money in the cave. That's... it's not quite free money in my mind. Nor is this, I suppose, is it? The peasants are very relieved indeed and praise the council's decision. In contrast, the barons grumble about having their freedoms restricted. Stability is now serene. Rumors persist that Dark Gobbo continues to send his servants into the portal in search of otherworldly treasure. Martyr peasants flee his lands to shelter in the north. Dark Gobbo is often seen wandering close to the portal as though sleepwalking, claiming not to remember being out of his house. But the other barons dismiss it as noble eccentricity. About your heir. Your marriage to Mag has grown strong and steady, like an old castle wall. That's how I want my marriage to be described. Yeah, like an old castle wall. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossomed into something like love, not quite there. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. Thank you. Done well so far. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. My wife and I will have a child together. The traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. They're gonna do sex. Gross. Your Highness, the Barons of the March are attempting to amass a store of gunpowder. You know, the black explosive powder from Kurth. Yeah, I'm familiar. The Barons have established contracts with Kurth merchants, no doubt at great expense. Without the coin to purchase more powder, however, the plot will fail. Unfortunately, the Baron's trade is booming. They're no doubt stockpiling massive amounts of gunpowder. You bring the revelations, which the Barons wholeheartedly deny, to the council. What should the crown do about the alleged import of gunpowder from Kurth to the March? Damn it, dude. Should have had my golden choice here. Well, gonna have to veto on that one. I wouldn't mind slapping them with some heavy tariffs, y'all. That seems like a sound option there. There we go, there we go. Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't know if this is even going to help. In fact, it might have been better just to delay it, but yeah, either way, I guess. Predictably, the Barons roar about unfair treatments and the prejudices of the council, but the tariffs are passed nonetheless. Right, yeah, this does play into the Grandees scheme a little. But yeah, their trade is still more than enough, unfortunately. The new laws certainly put a dampener on the Baron's efforts to purchase the expensive explosive. It's definitely not going to be enough, though. Up in the north, Chief Picaros has gathered his fellow plotters for a hike through the mountains. The Palace Watch won't accept our bribes. The treasury's practically overflowing. They don't need our money. And I suppose they ran straight to the spy master to blab about it, too. Damn our luck. Is this the end? Did Walter give up after his first defeat at the hands of the Eater of the Sun? I assume not. We will bide our time and strike again when the king least expects it. Still looking to lower that treasury. Deep in the south, the Grandee paces back and forth along the balcony of his hillside villa. I'm told that progress is slow. How could they be so blind, trusting in that fool of a king after everything he's done? Still looking to raise the defiance. Somewhere in a dark cellar, a nervous baron is showing his guests a stupendous cache of explosive gunpowder. Behold! Great God! By my life, black gold dust. And what are those? Cannons, my good friend. Cannons and muskets, too. Courtesy of the Republic of Kurth. They were very happy with our business. Now to decide what to do with all of it. Once we show our hand, there's no going back. Voting is open. Oh, come on. What the fuck is that? Okay. I guess sometimes it just gives it to you. Can I, like, disallow this? Just let the Barons win. Probably gonna be, like, fucking 5 stability or something. Yeah, I'm genuinely a little upset about that. It should not give you the option to shoot for something that is literally maxed out. Okay, that's... my bad. Well, I was a little premature in my analysis. That's more difficult. That's certainly more difficult. They gotta keep it maxed. Okay. Tax time. Ooh, damn, those barons. That is concerning. Gonna need to do that. I'll bribe the chiefs. Yeah, that sounds right. All right. Suppose that'll have to do. Now, mutinous. Percentile complaint? Oh, a mercantile complaint. Your Majesty, the richest merchants in the north have bribed the chiefs to give them an exclusive charter. They now control all trade of wood and wool and tallow, the north's most valuable goods. It's a monopoly, Your Majesty. They're scamming the public by fixing prices, pushing smaller traders like myself out of business. Something must be done. Demand the treasury get a taste of the bribes. Ooh. You don't say. Declare the exclusive charter null and void. I don't know if I even need to influence this either, to be honest with you. Although, I certainly like that. I'm certainly a big fan of that. Ooh, even with the bribe. Even with the bribe, they're not willing to be swayed. My goodness. It will be enough. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we're looking at a few folks with money to spare. Yeah, that certainly checks out. Demand the treasury get a taste. You soon receive a generous anonymous donation from the address of one of the biggest companies in the north. In return, you allow them to keep their exclusive charter. Everybody wins. Except for the merchant who came to complain to the council. He's found dead in an alleyway. Probably coincidence. Your Highness, I have something to confess. A terrible mistake. What have you done now, Denny? I was desperate to prove that my ancestor Saint Umber was a saint after all. So I sought out a witch who lived in a giant snail shell in the desert. So you're off to a bad start. I paid her to summon my ancestor's spirit back into his old bones so I could ask him questions about his sainthood. So, Denny, I'm just wondering if at any point prior to all this taking place, if you said any of that out loud and heard yourself say it? My ancestor rose as a living skeleton. He killed the witch and ran off into the night. You fool! Dark magic, necromancy, I should have you burned at the stake for this abomination. Should Grandee Denny Boy be published for dabbling in necromancy? Oh my. Very interesting. Grandee Denny Boy should be burned at the stake. Task him with hunting down the abomination he created. Or let him off with a warning. The defiance of the Grandees is not of concern. I believe I should veto C. The cool option is B. Yeah, that's a given. If you want to be cool, you vote B. If you want to be a Baer nice, one of these guys. Oh, Baer nice, but with the sunglasses modifier on the emote. Do they still do that? That's still a thing, right? B it is. Oh, Baer nice and then... Perfect, yeah, there we go. I found it. Baer nice with the sunglasses, yes, that's outstanding. Grandee Denny Boy gathers up a full force of troops and rides out into the desert to hunt down his undead creation. None of them are ever seen again. Okay. Months later, a scattering of bleached bones and rusted armor are discovered underneath a sand dune. Grandee Denny Boy and his soldiers marched in circles for days before succumbing to thirst. Completely believable. Soon, rumors of a dead saint in the desert. A wandering skeleton wearing nothing but rags who has attracted a rabble of mad followers. The dead saint preaches that the modern Grandees have fallen from grace. Oh, shit. New region. Undead. Who's going to join the skeleton squad? His fanatical followers launch surprise raids on southern troops. Flaming arrows in the night, throats cut in the barracks. Supply lines disrupted and trade caravans set alight. The South suffering. Military now pathetic and less stability, which is actually kind of helpful here. The Skeleton Saint, as he becomes known, will be a thorn in the Grandee's side for many years to come. Oh no. That doesn't sound good. The elderly Grandee Dorinda, cousin many times removed of Grandee Maxianivia, died in her sleep last week. She was nearly 90, would you believe? A better end than most of us get. Indeed, Your Majesty. She stayed at home in the south most of the time, enjoying herself. But she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Grandee Dorinda was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course the estate should be mine. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. This is, dude, in dealing with an estate currently that is only very loosely related to me, this is not far removed from how people actually fucking act about this shit. When inheritance gets involved, people become monsters, dude. It is fucked up. They'll start making claims like this fucking ridiculous nonsense. It's absurd. Whose claim to the estate is legitimate? Probably none of them, to be honest with you. They're all probably fucking greedy, selfish liars. Let's let them decide, though. I'm pretty torn here, to be honest. The worst kind of parasites. Opportunistic relatives. Indeed. Not even relatives a lot of the time, man. Just fucking people showing up. Thrice removed third cousin. Southern and northern nobles watch in outrage as peasants occupy the estate and move into the manor house. A little more defiance. Using the late Grandee Dorinda's money, the peasants set up a marketplace on her land. It turns out to be a huge success, with merchants flocking to the place in crowds. Well, there you go. Forced into the altruistic option and get rewarded for it. Congratulations. Right. I think we're done with the Monarch's golden choice for now. Then again, it's pretty strong. Let's do Royal Gamble in place of... Well, I should probably still do Iron Choice as well. Nah, we'll keep. I'm good. Easing the tension. Your Majesty, nobles of the council, tensions are running high, but the kingdom itself is stable. Perhaps it's time we forget our past troubles and come together as friends. What do you have in mind, Chancellor? We could exchange gifts or hold a friendly competition. A fashion show, perhaps, or a game of riddles. He worked the fashion show into there in such a way where, you know that his first idea was fashion show, but he tried to disguise it as though that's not clearly the thing he wants to do. Your Majesty, why don't we hold a vote on a team-building exercise to help you and the council trust each other again? Come on, let him do his fashion show. I almost want to bribe you into it. But instead, I'll abuse my power. I mean, I wouldn't mind a game of riddles either. That sounds like a hoot. But you all know he wanted to do a fashion show. Boo! Boo, Grandies! Boo! No fun! It's the lame region. All the losers. Common Grandies L, yeah. Wonderful. I'll make the arrangements at once. A cash prize shall go to the winning noble, I think. Yeah, I like that idea. The nobles of the council begin murmuring. A fashion show? They better buy some new jewelry and dig out their finest outfits. Your face is a lame region? Ouch. Oof. Yikes. Wow. A troll in the a troll in the chat, more like. Your Majesty, the Palace Watch are reporting there's a troll downstairs in the dungeon. What's a troll? Violent, brutish creatures. I have no idea how one got into our dungeon, but we'd better do something about it. I'll deal with the monster before it hurts anyone. Let me talk to it instead. Your Majesty, I'm not sure that's wise. You stride past her and descend into the dungeons. 2 watch officers stand guard over a troll who's snoring in the middle of an empty cell. It seems to have torn a hole in a dungeon wall. How did it even get in here? Through the catacombs would be my guess. These dungeons all back onto various tunnels and crypts. It must have made this hole on its way in. What are the catacombs? A maze of tunnels and crypts that crisscross the whole city. Impossible to navigate. Most who go looking for a tomb never come back these days. Poke it until it wakes up. Gingerly, the officers poke the troll with their long poleaxes. After a few rumbling grunts, one eye opens.
What?
How'd you get in here?
My head's pounding like a town bell, so I probably had a few too many red mist cups last night. I wandered in here. Wherever here is.
You need to fix the damage you did to my wall. The troll sighs heavily. Sounds like a ship running aground.
Yeah, I suppose I should.
Over the next few hours, the troll helps patch up the hole. Meanwhile, you retreat to your bedroom for some much-needed shut-eye. It's been a very strange evening indeed. Yay, authority. What a fella, huh? Yeah. That was nice. Grandy the Sheog, I feel like I've asked you before, runs into the council chamber, breathless and in disarray. By the 9th, you look like you haven't slept for weeks. That's because I've been placed under a curse. Look, my hair's falling out in chunks. Maybe you're just old. It was one of my peasants. I saw it in her eyes. She's an evil witch. How should the council deal with Grandy the Sheog's curse? Have the so-called witch tested. Send scholars to the southern lands to find an explanation. Or have the accursed sent to the march to relax. Huh. I'll let y'all decide. Not too torn here. Makes sense. Send scholars to the southern lands to find an explanation. So it shall be. In 3 seconds. Sure enough, the scholars from Quell University discover a contaminated well on the Sheog's estate. Not enough to kill, but enough to make his hair fall out and send his nerves on edge. The water is cleansed, the accused peasant returns to work, and the scholars have a new poison to investigate. Oh boy, okay. Gotta be concerned about our stability here. Another successful season. And thankfully for me, one that does not result in 8 defiance for the Grandies. But we do need to be concerned about that. Or I do, anyway. Defiance on the Barons is kind of problematic. No doubt the nobles are already scheming to crown their regent's preferred claimant. Yay, the fashion show! Let's find out about our heir first, though. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with nervous silence. Oh, that's all this is doing. Okay. My daughter. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. My troll, yeah. What is her name? May I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your daughter. Baer 2. That's very creative. Praise be, your holiness. I'm sure little Baer 2 will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the spy master soon. Well, I mean, this is my ambition, so... Maybe I win? Let's go to the fashion show. You enter the council hall to find it transformed. The walls are bedecked with mirrors and jewels, and the long table has been repurposed as a catwalk. Your Majesty, welcome to the kingdom's very first fashion show. Remember, you'll be voting on which of these nobles is the best dressed. Oh man, I really hope it's Premier users only and we get to judge your character layout / the way that you chose to put them together. Yes, make that a thing. Chief Wolfwall does some kind of pagan dance down the catwalk featuring a lot of foot stomping and hand clapping. Okay, I don't know if this is a Premier user, but I'm going to assume they all are. Let's do some serious judgment here. Digging the face paint. He's got a nice overall skull thing going on here. Love the ponytail. Ooh, yeah. Draped in the wolf skin here. Badass. The beard and hair mismatch? I don't know, man. I kind of dig it. Clearly a lot of dye work going on there, but I'm not opposed. Once he reaches the catwalk's end, he hurls an axe clear across the council hall, thudding it into a wall. Hooah! Check out the goods. Don't be shy. Okay, now I hate him. Oh dear, did you forget there was a show today? Grandee Freya the Succubus dances down the catwalk with a sword in her hand, fencing against an imaginary opponent. What a name. The eye patch obviously doing a hard carry here. What would you call this thing? It's not quite a crown. It's like just a circlet. There you go. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. I like it. I like it. That poofy dress is like a particular style of dress. I think there's a name for that as well. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Once she reaches the catwalk's end, she swishes her sword over her shoulder and bows deeply. My current attire is practical and attractive. I love that it actually is the premium users all showing off their threads. That is making me very happy. Baron Undead Hippo stomps down the catwalk with a face like thunder. Once he reaches the catwalk's end, he strikes a formidable pose. Arms folded, legs apart. He's keeping it clean. Mostly accessory free. He's got a little bit of a necklace going on there, right? Adam Driver, kind of. Similar vibe. Love the cape. I'm into it. This is a total waste of time. Well, I was hoping for more. And of course, our last competitor is the king himself. Get up on that stage, Your Majesty. Sashay down the catwalk with as much style as you can muster. pout and pose and pirouette like a pro. The nobles applaud until dust falls from the ceiling. Goddamn right. Which fashionista has the best hair, outfit, and overall sense of style? Go ahead and vote. Just go ahead and just vote. Just, you know. However, it's a fair try. You know, it's democracy. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Look at this. Look at the grandees go. I applaud that dedication, despite the fact that it has cost a significant amount of you personal wealth. Well, look at that. By the decree of the kingdom, King Baer, most fashionable of the lot. Of course, it just means you get your own prize money back, but it's nice to know the nobles think you're stylish, or that they're eager to suck up to you. Either one's a win. Nice. And finally, a need for horses. Your Majesty, I've been thinking. Marcher soldiers are without peer, but our armies could always be stronger. What we really need are better horses. But the best don't come cheap. The Ashmedians have a surplus of destriers at the moment. Destriers? Horses bred for war. Perhaps the crown could go halves with the barons to acquire some. For the good of the kingdom, of course. Should the crown purchase Ashmedian destriers? On behalf of the barons? Purchase the horses, encourage the barons to breed their own destriers in the march, discourage the barons' reliance on war horses. I do think I must do this for my own safety. It felt fairly likely that C wasn't going to make it through, but I couldn't not do that. My body wouldn't allow for it. Yeah, very evenly split here, though. Actually, I wouldn't mind taking a chance on that. Encourage the barons to breed their own. Might be a little too big of a deficit to overcome, though. Purchase the horses from Ashmead. Both you and Baron Anxiety Prime hand over hefty sacks of gold to the Ashmedian ambassador, who eyes them suspiciously. But sure enough, a few weeks later, a legion of feisty war horses are delivered to the march. It only cost you an arm and a leg. I had a feeling that was going to happen. These are incredible beasts, Your Majesty. The barons will never have to ride our puny native horses again. I can't thank you enough. Well, with 10 military and 10 stability, I have a sneaking suspicion the barons might be in good shape here. We do get one last auction. An increase in faith, decrease in farming, increase in trade, increase authority, or we can decrease authority with the theater. We can increase farming via the aqueduct for the grandees. May not make a tremendous difference here. It'd be interesting if I could fund this. I suppose that might be... I don't know, like if I've only got a certain amount of money, right? It's not like I could have a huge sway. Pretty evenly split on the funding this time. Looks like the Grand Bazaar fairly likely to make it through here. Indeed it will. Increased trade for the chiefs. Decreased authority via the theater. So be it. Oh boy. You wake up to birdsong from outside your bedchamber windows. Your wife gives you a sleepy peck on the cheek. All is right in the world. Extremely suspicious. Head downstairs for breakfast. Putting on your dressing gown and slippers, you hobble down the spiral staircase of your tower. Though you're expecting your advisors to come pestering you with problems, it's peaceful. Almost too peaceful. Have a look around. You spend some time looking around the palace. A few of the servants are surprised to see you up and about, dipping their heads in deference as you pass. A short while later, just as you're about to give up and head to breakfast, you notice something quite out of the ordinary. In one of the dark corners you rarely visit, you spot an old door that you don't recall ever seeing. It's been broken open from the inside. Gather your honor guard before heading in. It doesn't take long for them to arrive, your marshal in tow. Together you grab torches and venture into the foreboding darkness. You find yourself carefully tiptoeing down a flight of spiral stairs into some old forgotten cellar. I don't like this, Your Majesty. Something is wrong. At the bottom, the passage connects to the catacombs which sprawl beneath the city. The back door into the palace? Search the area. The walls are lined with stacks and stacks of mysterious barrels. These are from Kurth, Your Highness. Look at the labels. Prying open one of the barrels, you're shocked to find it's full of gunpowder, the explosive mixture made especially in Kurth. Then the thought hits you. It was the Barons, you realize, just as a glowing ember from your torch drops into the open barrel. It's the very last thought that enters your head. Out in the capital, a young woman opens her window to empty a chamber pot into the street. In an instant, she's knocked backwards by a shockwave coming from the palace. The Game of Thrones does. There's a flash of light as a colossal cache of gunpowder detonates. Windows are shattered and shutters are blown open. Dust and smoke billows down the street, shrouding the city in utter darkness. Later, all that remains of the royal palace is a smoldering crater. It's not long before the barons march into the capital and restore order. No one in the kingdom dares challenge them after that display of power. Historians of the future are quick to note one silver lining to the cloud of soot and death that comes at the end of your reign. At least you didn't suffer long. Boom! King Baer's reign ended not with a whimper but a bang. The chief's attempt to worm their way into the palace was uncovered and a number of arrests were made. Chief Pikaros ended his life chained upside down to a dungeon wall. The Grandies continued to throw accusations of witchcraft and heresy at their enemies. Everyone gradually learned to ignore them. All that remained of the palace and of anyone who opposed the Baron's rule was a smoking crater. The other nobles were too shocked to protest as Ruperto improvised the throne from an armchair and ordered reconstruction to begin. King Baer the Exploded. Very good. Outstanding. Well, that's a fun result there for sure. Wealthiest noble Ares. We'll carry that over into the next run, of course, here. Along with the Baron's 10 military. Yeah, that's going to be difficult to deal with. All right. Let's run it back. We'll continue with Bear Pile V2. So go ahead and rejoin if you'd like. If you join again and you played with us in the previous game, it should put you back with the same team, and you should have the same amount of money that you had from the previous game. While y'all are doing that, I'm going to go refill my coffee, and we will get going again. This is a very fun game. I have been having a blast with this. And I love how much y'all are able to participate in it. Baron's kind of had an easy go of it last time, yeah. Even with the 10 stability, honestly, it was a little easier than probably what the Chiefs and Grandies were going for. That Chiefs treasury goal was like borderline impossible, man. That was ridiculous. It's kind of crazy the difference in difficulty some of the objectives can have. Spramgus! Thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back in. Baer hugs, please. Appreciate the resup. Treasury goals, yeah, gonna be difficult pretty much no matter what, huh? All right, let's do it. Round 2. Very interesting situation we've started off with here. A smoking crater. Your Majesty, the explosive ending of King Baer's reign means that you don't exactly have a palace anymore. Yes, because you blew it up, damn you! 9th, damn you all to the 7th hells! He's right. You are the proud owner of a smoldering pit. But don't worry, I can fix it right up, with appropriate funding, of course. The palace must be rebuilt. But how? Build a perfect reconstruction of what came before. Construct something fortress-like in the Marcher style. Cheap out on materials. Or the barons can fund the new palace. I love that one. Let's do that. Barons blew it up, they can fix it, right? Yeah. Makes sense to me. I love that there's a lot of barons deciding that. You know what? Yeah, that sounds fair. Makes sense. All right, easy enough. Yeah, we had the magic number of votes for it, too. We did! Yay! Nice. Fine, we'll fund your new palace, Your Highness. But we'll build it our way. Ooh, I seldom get the chance to work in the Marcher style. Big gray blocks of stone, narrow windows, red banners, hunting trophies. I'll draw up some blueprints. Rapid work begins on a new palace. As the imposing star-shaped fortress takes shape, a wave of dread passes through the city. Feels like an enemy occupation. Yeah, that's probably gonna come back to bite us, isn't it? Coronation time. Shall I get in my waterproof robes then? It may be for the best. I love that they introduced that option after you get thrown into the river. That's pretty great. I mean, I don't want to not do the coronation. So let's do that. If there ever comes a time where the overwhelming favorite is not to throw the king or queen into the river, I feel like we have gone astray as a community. I feel like we've lost the plot if that's the case. There we go. Go ahead and huck the queen into the river real quick. And so it begins. Very nice. Your Majesty, the history books do not look kindly upon usurpers. Unless, of course, they prove themselves worthy of the throne they have stolen. How do you hope the kingdom will remember you? As a conqueror. A warrior queen is sure to be remembered fondly. If she wins more battles than she loses. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall military as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I'll return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. No problem. Just gotta get the Grandies up there, yeah. Ivor of the Mr. Slipty Slap clan, notorious northern orator. That is an excellent phrase. I'm sorry. That made me so happy. Notorious Northern Orator. Oh, man. That is great writing. Stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, droning as if in a trance. Chiefs of the North, we all know that I should be on the throne, not this imposter Queen Ruperta. How do we make that happen? Chiefs of the North, shall you pursue prophecy, Ragnarok, or Hornblower? Goal to lower all faith. Checks out. Yep. Just the chiefs on this vote. They raise their own military, unsurprising.
Ragnarok.
The chiefs plan to make an alliance with the ice giants to take over the kingdom. First, they must not be weak, or the giants won't take their proposal seriously. They must raise their military to 5 or more in 4 seasons. I think they're quite capable. Ophelia of the Axe 40K lineage. Legendary southern prodigy. Stands bathed in sunshine, droning on as if in a daze. The false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Grandees of the South, which scheme should you pursue to place your preferred claimant Ophelia on the throne? You lower stability, raise your own farming, or lower stability? Choices. Respect for the dissenting vote, Cagement. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Looking to raise their own farming here. She has promised a first miracle. Food for all. Must raise their farming to 5 or more. And the Barons. Leopold of the roaming boss bloodline, notorious marcher elder, stands before a blazing hearth. I know it! A few months in the luxury of the palace and Queen Ruperta has gone soft. Don't we deserve a real baron in the throne? What scheme should the barons pursue? Lowest defiance. Raise stability or lower others' military? Well, despite their previous success with intimidation, Baron's looking to mix it up a little this time, lowering that defiance. The Barons plan to swap the real queen for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. They must have the lowest defiance in 2 seasons. There you go, quick reminder. Baron's looking for lowest defiance. Chiefs looking for at least 5 military. Grandees looking for at least 5 farming. Ooh, reverse voting is fun. I like reverse voting. Nobles must vote for their least favorite option. Or sorry, what is it again? It's the option with the least votes passes. That's what that does. Your Majesty, it's our honor to invite you to the Lord's Hunt next year. The hunt will be taking place in late spring, so keep your schedule clear. Apologies, but I simply must decline. I see how it is. You don't want to get mud on your crown, is that it? Oh, I should have banned it. Yeah, that would have been way better. Oops. Oh well. Your Majesty, my peasants accuse me of hoarding wealth. Me! Worse, they're throwing down their tools and burning their belongings, saying they want to live an ascetic life and that I should do the same. I wish I could do that. You and the peasants finally have something in common. They don't want to be pinned down by worldly possessions, but burning them is quite the overreaction. The ringleader of this movement is a philosopher called Ortega, She calls herself a voice for the ninth god, and the knaves hang on her every word. They'll be at my door any moment. How should Ortega and her anti-wealth followers be dealt with? Let's see. Well, it seems easy enough. That way we got guaranteed lower defiance. So shall we aggressively break up Ortega's meetings? Or fire the troublemakers and hire new servants for the march? Or from the march? Unsurprisingly, the march leaning toward that option. Looks like a little redistribution of wealth there. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, it's not reverse voting this time. That only applies when I actually select the reverse voting option. So this one will be B. The City Watch rush the next philosophical meeting. Some of the peasants try to fight, but Ortega tells them to stand down to prevent more violence. The grannies are very grateful indeed, though there are rumblings of discontent from the peasantry. Why isn't this hovering over? There we go. So they are still at the lowest defiance, technically. Thank you for your lies. Let's see here. Tell me about the Northern Warriors. Right, bearded oafs. And then the Southern battle nuns. They've sworn a vow of silence, so at least they won't spill state secrets. But their faith and loyalty is to the church above all. Even your safety. And then the veterans of the march. Loyal and tough as nails. I've made my decision. Certainly makes sense to go with the Southern nuns again. Decreases faith, I think, for everybody. Which I believe... Yeah, there we go. How could you choose them? I will make the arrangements at once. Foolishness! Do you not trust in the protection of the Ninth? This kingdom grows more faithless by the day. The battle nuns arrive. And there we go. Well, we held off the Baron's aspirations for a moment at least. Not much we can do about the other two, though. Hey, that's awesome, Bears. Glad you enjoyed it. I had a wonderful time with Dredge. Very happy to see that's doing so well on YouTube, too. And that more people are being exposed to it, because it is an excellent game, and I want more games like that. Can increase stability via the library. Decrease the Baron's military via the stadium. Can increase the Chief's military with the fortress, which is getting plenty of funding. Increased trade via the Grand Bazaar. Increased farming via the aqueduct. Increased faith via the cathedral. Not too surprising to see the things being funded here. Do keep in mind, y'all, it is important to try not to overfund things. If you see that it's got enough contribution, you may not want to put your personal wealth into it, as that is a very valuable resource. Can you fund multiple things? I don't know. That's a good question. I always just assumed that once you funded something once, it wouldn't allow you to do it again, but maybe you can. You can? Oh, cool. That's neat. Fund all the things, yeah. Well, only the top two will get funded, but still. There we go. Ooh, Dynasty event. Fun. You're enjoying a peaceful breakfast when the Archbishop barges into your dining hall, waving a scrap of paper. Your Majesty, this is an outrage! This was nailed to the door of the cathedral this morning by some two-bit priest called Smote Lemongrave. Oh my god. Great name. That's what I was going to say. It's short for May I be smote by the ninth if I ever prove unworthy. A religious family, the Lemongraves. Anyway, his name is not important. This is an essay decrying the church, making all sorts of fantastical accusations. Outrageous. He claims that we're corrupt just because we're selling premium tickets to a cushy afterlife at 100 gold a pop. Outrageous. And he wants the church to officially change the fourth sentence of page 118 of the Holy Book so that it forbids selfishness instead of elfishness. He claims it's a typo just because elves aren't real. He even criticizes my hat. Says it's a bit much. How dare he? Smells like heresy to me, Your Majesty. I can have a pyre built in the city square before noon. What should be done about this troublesome priest and his criticisms of the church? Track down Smote Lemongrave and have him burned at the stake? Destroy the heretical missive and leave it at that? Or the church should address these concerns? I certainly don't like that. I'll take that option away. I do not mind rolling the dice on a 10% chance. That's always fun. It looks like y'all agree. Look at this. We're getting support across the aisle on an issue. It's a miracle. We destroy the heretical missive and leave it at that. The letter is tossed into a nearby fireplace and quickly burns to ash. Unfortunately, the newfangled printing press means that Smote's words are not so easily destroyed. The splinter faction of the church churns out thousands of copies of the so-called Lemongrave missive. Soon there are widespread riots across the kingdom, and the church is widely scorned as venal and corrupt. Hold on. Word Google.
Venal.
Showing or motivated by susceptibility to bribery. What a word.
Venal.
That's a great word.
Venal.
Motivated by susceptibility to bribery, aka everyone. Used in a sentence, humans are venal. Finding a spouse. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take any. It's an easy enough decision. You'll marry into the barons as we agreed before you took the throne, right? Right? Dreadful tidings, Your Holiness. It's a disaster. Ortega's followers are in a frenzy. They stormed my manor and took it over. I barely escaped. They say Ortega's bringing the sick there to be healed by her powers. If she doesn't burn the place down first, how can the council help the Grandees protect themselves? Pay the barons to shelter Grandee Ocomitarier. Send in southern troops to clear out these vandals. That doesn't look great. Ortega's peasants secured the estate. Let them keep it. Or have Ortega assassinated. Oh my. I do want to try to keep their defiance in check. Reverse voting! Chaos! What's it going to be? Oh, I think I may have doomed us. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Okay, okay. Oop. Oop. Oh, no. Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm letting the stragglers in here. Let's really decide this. We're really going to send in the southern troops, huh? Oh, no. Well. Rip. The Southern Watch converge on the overrun estate, but the bonfires have already been lit. And every last bit of a commutarier's treasure is destroyed. Not only that, but Ortega is killed in the confusion. Peasants and grandees alike are outraged. That's horrible. Oh, no. Absolute disaster. Deep in the forests of the March, Baron Martin Bears Martin Bears has gone boar hunting with a few of his close friends. You said you had a surprise for me? Indeed. And here it is. Behold. Your Highness, what are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry. I hope you didn't overhear any. Quit babbling, you blowhard. This isn't the Queen. It's a peasant who's the Queen's spitting image. Great God. Just in time. The spymaster trusts us, and we can move to the next phase. Kidnapping the Queen and putting this fool in her place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos. Bad enough that the Queen's abduction can slip past unnoticed. Stability to 4 or less. Well, that sucks. Give me all your money. Yeah, you too. I'm rich! The true believers. Your Majesty, the followers of Smote Lemongrave are only growing more powerful. Now they're calling themselves the United Separatist Church of Radical Reformation and True Belief. Or the True Believers for short, thank God. Bit of a mouthful. Yes, but that's not stopping their popularity. It's those accursed printing presses. They're spreading pamphlets across the kingdom faster than we can confiscate them. Even some of my priests are being convinced. What can we do? They want to get rid of me! And my hat! What should be done about the true believers criticizing the church? Oh boy. Reverse voting! I feel like that's the only way I've got a chance here. Or is that even... No, that might not be the case. Oh boy. I see the strategy here. Brilliant plays. But is it going to be enough? As the stragglers make their way in. The House of Salt. Thank you for the 2 months. Welcome on back in. Appreciate it. Bear hugs, please. Thank you for the resub. Welcome on back in. Oh, snap. I think just by a hair. Just by a hair. We allow the pamphlets to circulate. A blizzard of anti-church pamphlets flurry across the kingdom. You've never seen the Archbishop look so wretched. The common folk grow panicked and angry. Several churches are burned. Priests are driven out of their villages by stone-hurling mobs. A schism in the church appears inevitable. I've found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Let's do it. This is Ursa, firstborn heir of the Northern Picaros clan. They're your typical northerner, as far as I can tell, big and loud and all the social graces of a goat, but mean well. Even among the northerners, they've made something of a name for themselves as a fearsome warrior. Had a bit of a controversy a while back when their clan hall burned down. Apparently their peasants were to blame. From the south, Kitano, the eldest son of the baby hippo lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many in the south, he claims to put his faith in the 9th god above all worldly concerns. Actually, he's a little intense. He calls himself an avatar of the Ninth Justice. I don't like that. And finally, we have Emmy, scion of the prestigious Lost Gerbil bloodline. A typical Baroness, really. Loud, brash, and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Like most of the Barons, her great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from her crossbow. Give her half a chance and she'll expound at length on how we should improve the lot of the peasants. Sounds like a laugh. Who should it be? I did like Emmy the most. But it feels like I ought to go with Ursa just for the balance. Did I promise? I mean, I would never break a promise. Well, the Baron's defiance doesn't matter anymore is the thing. They've already accomplished that scheme. I'll go with Emmy. Whoa. Damn, all right. Emmy or a coup? Oh, shit. Well, I mean, it might be both. Your Majesty, that troublesome philosopher Ortega is gone, but her followers are marching on our estates, demanding justice. It's the same in the march. They're making her into a martyr. How should Ortega's former followers be dealt with? Oh, my God. Well, that seems pretty straightforward to me. We either ask the church to preach forgiveness on all sides, or pay the grandees to give amnesty to Ortega's former followers. My goodness. Baron's making a powerful play here. It looks like money talks. At least today. You issue a proclamation inviting Ortega's followers to enjoy bonus cash and comforts. No questions asked. It's not long before the followers realize the worldly possessions are actually pretty useful, and Ortega's name fades into obscurity. Easy peasy. Swing votes is always fun. Let's replace reverse voting with swing votes for a while. That's a goof. A schism in the church. The Archbishop arrives to see you. You've never seen him looking so defeated. My priests are at each other's throat over this true believer nonsense. The common folk are going over to them in droves. I think the church is going to split in two. Please, can the council help me stop this madness? My Inquisition is too small, that's the problem. Triple my numbers. No, quadruple. I need an army. What should the council do in response to the church splitting in two? Take advantage of the church's weakness for financial gain. Sit back and let it happen. Provide the High Inquisitor with a personal army. Or strike a compromise with the true believers. I know what I need. I know where I'm going. Yeah, not too surprising there. Chiefs and the Grandees having to coordinate on this one. Boy, if we could afford the stability, though. Very tempting to take advantage of the church's weakness for financial gain. Perfect amount of votes again. Ah, I just cut it off, damn it. At the council's bidding, the Archbishop meets with the leader of the true believers and hashes out a compromise. So, no more tickets to the afterlife. We'll change the wording of the holy texts to forbid both selfishness and elfishness. Can I at least keep my hat? No, we hate the hat. The hat must go. Fine. How about I get the hat back on Wednesdays and Fridays? I must be allowed to wear it in the presence of the queen, of course. That would be acceptable to us. The true believers grudgingly return to the main body of the church. At long last, the religious riots die down. Wow. That was exactly what we needed. Stability has returned to the kingdom. But with the archbishop's power diminished, so is the queen's legitimacy. Your divine right to rule no longer sounds convincing. In addition, the nobles are furious to find the church's forbidden selfishness. That's the very foundation of aristocracy. What are they supposed to care about people other than themselves? Foolishness. Your Highness, this is an outrage. Baron Prince Artemis is trying to steal my bear from under my nose, not your bear. Prince Artemis, what do you have to say? It's not their bear. I was about to buy this beast from an adventurer in the Tatterlands when Chief Dr. Guess Who turned up, shouting and raving about Skurinorn. And who is Skurinorn? The northern goddess of medicine and knowledge. The bear wears her mark upon her brow, clear as day. Tell me more about this bear. She's a magnificent specimen. She'd be a great addition to my menagerie. I think I know what that means. But let's make sure.
Menagerie.
Menagerie. A strange or diverse collection of people or things.
Menagerie.
Cool. Mark my words, if this bear is not brought to the north where she belongs, there'll be trouble. If it's sacred, Chief Dr. Guess Who should have the bear? Finders keepers? Baron Prince Artemis can have the bear. Or encourage a bidding war between the two nobles. I like that idea. Let's do a swing vote here, too, just to fuck with people. Just for fun. Quick reminder, Chief Dr. Guess Who representing our chiefs. Obviously. I don't know why I felt the need to remind you of that. Baron Prince Artemis. I mean, everybody wins in a bidding war, right? Except these two. In a furious back and forth, the nobles battle it out for ownership of the bear. Eventually, Baron Prince Artemis wins out. The Tatterlands adventurer is delighted and goes away with more money than she knows what to do with. Congratulations. That actually helped me too with a little lower defiance. Just kidding! That sucks! The chiefs aren't happy to have lost their sacred symbol, but there's little they can do. The bear turns out to be a fearsome creature with bright white fur and intent green eyes. And she's vast. Even on all fours, she stands taller than a wagon. She's transported to the march, sedated by special herbs. Baron Prince Artemis anticipates sellout attendance at his zoo. And finally, the royal wedding. Your wedding to Emmy is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. Feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Emmy at your side. I do take this woman as my lawfully wedded wife. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast. Your new wife, Emmy, dances so vigorously that she spills wine all over herself. Well, she seems like a lot more fun. By the time you find yourself with Emmy, it's past midnight and you've never felt so tired. Good God, I am so drunk! And yet somehow not drunk enough! Time for more wine! Servants, bring us more wine! Ah, that's the spirit. Shall we go to bed together? Let's not waste any time. That's right. She swigs back the last dregs of her wine and leads you to bed. All right. This seems like a much happier relationship. Far to the north, where snow blankets the landscapes and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs plot to bring about the end of the world. Ragnarok. Praise Morgana. Initial talks with the ice giants are going so well, they've gifted us a new patch of fertile land in the northern valleys. The gods are good. With this luck, this will be the foundation of an alliance strong enough to rock the world. Aye, the ice giants are a formidable ally. Tall as a building and limbs like tree trunks. And those southerners don't know how to fight them like we do. But first we must offer something the giants desire. A whole kingdom's worth of pillage? Just what I was thinking. If we fill the kingdom with bountiful goods and plunder, the giants won't be able to resist. For the next stage of the chief's scheme, they must raise other regions' trade to a combined total of 12 or more. Currently sitting at 15. Okay. The prophesized Knight's Herald has finally manifested on Celeste Ath, taking the form of a humble noble known as Ophelia, who hails from a farming town in the southern hills. Or so the Grandies claim. Peasants all over the south are flocking to you, Ophelia. I knew you could do it. The plentiful crops have been a significant boon to our economy. Oh, well, that sucks. That's what I call a miracle. Praise be, but this is just the beginning. With him on our side, we will capture the minds of the common folk and lead a holy crusade against the false queen. The people still need a push, however. With just the right amount of chaos, the peasants will take up arms and die for you. The Grandies must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons, which is the same goal as the Barons at the moment. So be it. We'll keep that stability up then, I guess, huh? Let's work toward it, chiefs. But ignore me also working against your trade desires. An untimely death. Murder! My parent, Chief Comic 47, has been murdered, Rip Comic. And I know who did it. It was Grandy Kyler by Morgana's Cauldron. Don't let him deny it. I won't deny that I killed the venerable Chief Comic 47. Only one name with 3 numbers and 5 characters is allowed in the chat at any given time. There can only be one. But it was no murder. Comic agreed to an honorable duel, which I won. Gods be good, it was no duel. It was a cold-blooded killing. What reason would my parent possibly have to duel you in the first place? The reason for any duel is between the challenger and the challengee. A private matter must not fit for this council. What is the council's response to accusations that Kyler is a murderer? Let's let this vote. Well, hold on. I don't want the spy master to no. Veto that. Don't just raise defiance across the board for no reason. Oh, wait. I thought that was what... I thought A was decreasing defiance. Everybody gets pissed off about a fair trial? That's some bullshit. I thought we lived in an educated society. I thought we were sophisticated. That being said, we are landing on maybe the least sophisticated of the options. You would let a murderer walk loose, even after he admitted it right in this council chamber. Gods be good. I'm glad the council respects the duelist code. Once agreed upon, duel cannot be rescinded. Thank you for preserving our southern traditions, Your Highness.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot of defiance. Ruperta, dearest, I have something for you. It's something I brought back from my latest hunt, a trophy. Enemy takes you by the hand and leads you into the great hall where a white sheet hangs from some statue that wasn't there before. When she pulls the sheet free and it falls to the floor, the taxidermied figure of a great brown bear is revealed, snarling in anger as if ready to attack. Perfect for instilling some fear into the nobles. Could sell it for a decent amount. Let's make a fine gift for one of my nobles. I like the authority. The bear makes a fine addition to the council chambers. I'm not getting rid of my own stuffed bear, of course not. Your nobles give it nervous glances every time they enter the room. Beautiful. Your Highness, some anonymous firebrand in the south is spreading most inflammatory pamphlets. They're casting aspersions against you. It's that damn printing press. Yes, Your Highness, but something's different this time. They're not just calling you a bad queen, they're criticizing the very concept of monarchy. This is republicanism! And not in Kurth, but in our very own kingdom! What should we do? How should the council respond to these dangerous Republican pamphlets? Well, anyone carrying such a pamphlet shall be killed on the spot. Go. Yeah, I don't have a lot of control here, do I? Oh. Should have gone for the chance, dude. I didn't even read it. Track down the printers responsible. That would have been fun. I think without vetoing C, though, I was probably pretty doomed to that this time. Oh, well. It's too late. There are dozens of printing presses set up across the kingdom now, pumping out everything from cookbooks to holy texts. There's no putting this genie back in the bottle, and your attempts to suppress it appear desperate. The pamphlets continue to spread. For the first time, people across the kingdom seriously contemplate the idea of a republic. But for now, it remains a fringe faction of rabble-rousers and radicals. Well, that was an ominous year. Auction time. Increase farming, decrease military, increase stability, decrease trade, increase trade, or decrease stability. Wow. This ought to be a hotly contested auction. I'm assuming quite a bit of personal wealth will make its way into the funding here. Quick glance at the noble list. Let's see what kind of wealth these folks are indeed working with. There's quite a bit out there. Quite a bit. 20 seconds remaining. Prison currently leading the way. A decrease in stability seeming fairly likely unless some big funding makes its way in the end here. Ooh, could it be? Wow! A huge jump at the end. Massive funding from the chiefs results in the library being constructed. And a decrease in trade as well for the chiefs. Neurotic, our biggest contributor here, NP40. Hold on a sec. I want to see if you snuck into the last second. You did! Look at you! Sneaky so-and-so! Exclamation point, fun C1000. On the verge of rebellion are the chiefs of the north, despite having just saved our stability. Yeah, it's the other region's trade that the chiefs are concerned about, which they are doing just fine with. They are on the verge of rebellion, though. We'll see which route they take here. Your marriage to Emmy has grown strong and steady. Though it began as a political arrangement, blah, 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 blah. It's high time you thought about an heir. Thank you very much. I'll have a child with my wife. Yeah, that seems pretty doable this time around. A lackluster menagerie. Your Majesty, I fear our menagerie is failing to thrive. We thought the bear would be the star of the show, but she just sits in her enclosure looking sad. No one wants to see her. Of course she's sad. She's meant to roam the frozen tundra, not hang around in your scrubby woods. Actually, we wondered if she'd like some company. Perhaps the Tatterlands would yield another bear of her type. Incredibly greedy barons. Well. Let's see. Bring the bear to live in the royal palace is hilarious. I really want to do that. The barons should put on a grand feast for the bear. Ooh, that's fun too. I simply won't allow them to find the bear a companion. That's just needlessly cruel. Yeah, I feel like we got to give it back to the chiefs here. Bringing the bear to live in the royal palace is the chaos vote, and I can respect its strong showing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Well, that was close. The barons aren't too happy to have lost their star exhibit, but they console themselves with the fact that it turned out to be a pretty boring bear. The bear is transported once more, to the north this time. She's increasingly impatient and eats one of her guards along the way, as a snack. Hopefully she'll settle in more comfortably once she gets there. What were they doing in the enclosure with her? Honestly, that just seems like an oversight on their part. They deserved it. You're aware of the ice giants, I hope. Brutish creatures that live in the frozen wastes beyond our northern borders. In a time before time, they ruled the north and kept people as slaves. The chiefs are willing to let bygones be bygones. They're forging an alliance with the giants to bring down your kingdom. Ice giants? That's even worse than I thought. Quite. My intelligence suggests that the chiefs have offered up the kingdom as plunder for the giants when the time comes. It's not often that I say this, but the kingdom's strong economy is a problem. Even ice giants can sense such a lucrative opportunity. What am I supposed to do, tank my economy? That would certainly be one strategy, yes. Oh. Well, okay, yeah, let's tank the economy. Yeah, that sounds good. There we go. Start vote. Send tribute to the ice giants. Suppose we can afford the authority loss. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, it makes sense. The Chiefs are going for this too. Yeah, it probably won't lower trade enough is the thing. Might not even be worth it, but... oh well. Tribute to the Ice Giants? Have you lost your mind? Apparently. Oh, yeah, that didn't work. You've certainly ruffled a few feathers, but hopefully it means you've slowed the Chief's own giant courting tactics. Spoiler alert, you didn't. Back in the north, Chief Bittergreens is hosting yet another feast at her clan hall. Mead is being passed around in good measure, and some chiefs are dancing on the tables. It can only mean two things. Really good news or really bad news. The Seedale! Pass me the drink, you old lout. I'm drinking until my ancestors feel it. Were those ice giants I saw on my way through your lands? Have we really done it? Your eyes don't deceive you, lad. They'll be marching with us come the morrow. And by Grahala's beard did they come out in force. We must have really impressed them with our reports of the kingdom's bounty. The gods are good. But what happens after the ice giants march? Acts of my ancestors. I hadn't thought about that. Someone fetch me another drink, then assemble the other chiefs. Quickly, damn you! How should the chiefs use their alliance with the ice giants to their advantage? Ah, shit, I forgot the third step. Let's figure it out now. Evenly split. Everybody wants lower stability, yeah. It's kind of weird. I mean, it seems like actually... I don't know. I can't decide either which one you should go for. There's an argument to be made either way. Blanda. Thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back in. Appreciate it. Don't get too excited. The queen must be too weak to mount a response. If all the regions united, the giants could be thrown back into the north with ease. Oh gods, can't a woman enjoy her drink without being warned about consequences or plans for 5 minutes? Must lower authority to 1 or less. Wow. Okay. I mean, my objectives are pretty straightforward now, at least. Deep in the south, a grandee paces along the balcony of their hillside villa. It's just not enough. The peasants love Ophelia and believe in miracles, but they won't rise up to put her on the throne. Take heart, grandee. We are at the threshold. Peasants need only a small push. If only we could engineer that push. Somewhere in the march, Baron Martin Barry sits at a banquet gnawing on a greasy chicken leg. He and his fellow plotters discuss their scheme between mouthfuls. The kingdom is not exactly peaceful, but there's still no way we could stage the abduction of the queen without being noticed. We need chaos! The Baron's new hotcakes are selling like sliced bread, making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200. Cool. Gimme. And then we can do that. Yeah, we can do that too. Don't rebel. I'm giving you money. I'm being nice. Why us? Because I could. Is pretty much the entire justification. Your Majesty, Your Holiness, Grandee Sadir has been having prophetic dreams. It's true. I can part the veil betwixt now and some ways off. Tell a joke then, funny guy. I look to the future and it speaks through me. No more, no less. For one thing, Chief Teresa Shiho should beware of onion soup. And the color green will bring bad fortune to Chief SCP-096. But that's my favorite color! Clearly. Please, Your Holiness, have him foretell the future for the Council. We could gain insight into great mysteries. What should be done with this omniscient fortune teller? Make Sadir an official council advisor. I don't like that idea. Let's vote. Let's veto that. We'll see where we go otherwise. Oh, come on. Yeah, no, I'm all for chaos to an extent. Just this once, begin the visions. I'll entertain this fool. With the exact right amount of votes, right? Almost. Begin the visions. Grandee Sadir spreads a dark velvet cloth onto the floor, sits cross-legged, and closes his eyes. After a moment's silence, Sadir gasps. Dreadful tidings, Your Highness. Let me gather myself so I may understand what lies ahead. Your Highness, I'm sorry. I foresee dread and scarcity, unrest, darkness and misery. Beware! Beware! Oh, no, I'm so sorry, Your Majesty. I'm sure this is all a trick. Come on, get out of here. Grandee Archly hauls him away. Their raised voices fade down the hallway. Sure enough, the Chancellor soon reports a new trade agreement with Ashmead that puts the kingdom at a great disadvantage. Grandee Sadir must have known what he was talking about. Shit. Another duel gone wrong. Grandee Kylara has been murdered in his own home! Kyler. I think you'll find, noble Grandee, that Kyler met his unfortunate end in a duel. Comes with the territory, I suppose. A duel? There was a knife in his back! Indeed, my opponent facing away was a peculiar strategy. Do something, Your Majesty! This is clearly Chief Comic II's unlawful vengeance for their parent. Should the council punish Chief Comic for their alleged revenge killing against Grandy Kyler 76? Duels are very clearly unsafe and must be banned. This is the only logical outcome here. Let's rid ourselves of this foolishness once and for all. But duels are fun. Said like a true duelist. Stabbed any backs lately? Monster. Has the council lost its collective mind? Ban duels? The South is now treasonous. This is a cherished part of our ancient culture. You can't just ban duels. But that's exactly what the council does. Before long, underground fighting pits open in the basements of southern taverns, and masquerade balls turn into hotbeds of anonymous grandy dueling. Oops. Excuse me? Nothing is wrong. Absolutely nothing is wrong in the march. Really? Because you're looking at me like you've swallowed a wasp. There's definitely not an old witch who lives at the border of my lands, and I definitely haven't been having money troubles. And most importantly, she didn't offer me a fortune in exchange for just a drop of my blood, an offer which I absolutely didn't accept. Great stuff. Where's my wine? Ever since I didn't accept the witch's bargain, I haven't found myself obeying her every command. I definitely still rule over my estate, not her. Furthermore, she didn't forbid me from telling you any of this, and I'm not using negative statements to bypass her magic. I'm glad that's cleared up. Let's celebrate all this good news with some wine. Well, now I'm starting to think maybe you mean the opposite. No, my liege, that's not the case. Is it? Damn, I guess I was wrong. Let's fetch the court physician, I suppose. After a week confined to a cold iron box with nothing to eat but salt, the magic stops affecting Baron Neurotickle so strongly. He's even able to talk about his ordeal directly. I always tolerated that bloody witch. She'd sell medicine to the peasants and help them find their lost sheep. I never suspected she was capable of something like this. We need to call a vote, send a regiment to take back my stolen lands. Should the council help Baron Neurotickle recover his lands from the witch? Swing vote. This is an interesting one. Take back the land, but let the witch go free. Or let Neurotickle suffer the consequences of his bargain. Oh my. Oh my. Oh wow, the swing vote. So be it. You mean I have to live with that old peasant woman lording it over me? No, I'm taking my lands back. Arrest Baron Neurotickle for resisting the will of the council. Yep. Maybe a few months in the dungeon will cool his head. Meanwhile, the witch is well capable of managing Baron Neurotickle's estate. The harvest is gathered ahead of schedule, twice as bountiful as ever before. Neurotickle II has joined the council. Well, this seems problematic. I'll go with the Monarch's golden choice. A hungry bear. Our wondrous bear is thriving in the north, Your Highness, just as Skirnorn would wish. The God Speakers have gained visions of new herbs and medicines ever since she arrived. The gods are good. Excellent news. Oh, I should have asked if she's adorable and fluffy. The only thing is that she's, eating a lot. Our hunters have to push into the frozen waste to find enough food to go round. Having second thoughts, are you? Might be the bear would do better in a nice, cozy menagerie, Are we really fucking just moving this bear around again? Come on now, dude. Huh. Well. I know it's a veto. I want to let the stability drop. Leave the chiefs to feed their own bear, says everybody else. No swing vote this time. They wanted the bear, they can have it. That's right. The chiefs dig into their deep stockpiles, but it's not pleasant living off fermented seal and dried fish for months on end. As the chiefs grow hungrier, so does the bear. Well, they weren't going to get any more defiant, were they? Well, literally, they did. Your Majesty, I'm stunned, outraged, and incensed. I've been summoned to trial by the Inquisition on some nonsense fabricated charge. They're claiming I'm part of a cult because of the peculiar design of my crest, and how I have exactly 10 people at every meal, and the strange noises from hidden chambers. It's ridiculous. No one dares defend me on their own. They're too scared of the High Inquisitor. The trial is set, but the Council must intervene, my liege. Though she remains silent, the Council is keenly aware of the High Inquisitor's steely gaze from across the chamber. How will the Council handle the accused? Swing vote. Shall we search for a witness to defend Baron Silverhive? Help the Inquisition gather evidence against him? Or suggest he pray for a good outcome? Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Swing vote. Swing vote. What's it gonna be? We staying here? We good to go? We suggest he pray? That we do. Yeah, pretty much the same anyway, yeah. Oh. The trial is looking bleak indeed. But then a miracle! Baroness Listen to Navi eventually comes forward, claiming to have known Silverhive since childhood, and that his devotion to the Ninth God is second to none. The High Inquisitor finds little solid evidence that could work against such an enthusiastic testimony. Reluctantly, she drops the charges and pays compensation to Silverhive, who sends you a small gift in thanks. Let's go. All right. Boy, that rebellion is looking inevitable. Your Majesty, a traveling bard. She says she has come to compose a song for you. Not just any bard, Your Highness, the best in all the land. Sally Six Fingers, they call me. I've seen this song and dance before, dude. But you haven't even heard the verse I've been working on. You roll your eyes as the palace watch drag the bard away. They never learn. Yeah, I know what's going on with you. These upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming. On the verge of rebellion. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Please pass the crown to my daughter. Your Highness, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your daughter. Thank you very much. Repair to the second. Very nice. All right. So it's rebellion, is it? At long last, the barons have reached their boiling point. You're confronted in your throne room by Baron Smoky Bandit, their boots stomping mud all over your nice carpet. The barons of the March are sick of your lies and tyranny. We'll give you soft city-dwelling bastards a proper kicking. We'll be fighting for Leopold, the true king. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other, we'll be on the battlefield. Well, this sucks. I guess it's the authority. There will be many heads on spikes before this war is over. Mine will not be among them. Baron Smoky Bandit strides from your throne room without looking back. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. The leader of the rebellion is Baroness Peiko Takatuka. She's citing your past transgressions as reason for the uprising, letting the chief steal a bear from Prince Artemis, your refusal to attend the Lord's hunt. Because of that? Well, that's their excuse. In reality, it's not about you, it's a power grab. Everyone in the palace who understands the situation has wet themselves. That doesn't bode well. There'll be a lot of death and suffering before this is over. Well, opening strike time. The time has come. The kingdom has grown soft under the weak and ineffectual rule of Queen Ruperta. As usual, it's up to the barons to fix things with violence. Aye, too right. Let's march to the capital and kick some heads in. Says we did the time warp again. We did the time warp again. I can read. All in good time. But we're the barons of the march. Let's live up to that reputation. Now let's be clever. But I want to kick some heads. Oh, there'll be plenty of that. We can launch a preemptive strike against the chiefs to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the Grandees may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the Queen's authority is low. We could also call upon the church to condemn the Queen. Or you could just send an assassin to nip this in the bud. Which should be the Barons' opening move in their rebellion. Well, looks like a joint effort. Calling upon the Grandees to join their cause. The Barons smuggle a secret message. Too long have you suffered under the yoke of the Queen's tyranny. This war is righteous. Do the noble thing and join us. She speaks truly. Why did we never think of things this way? The Grandees are emboldened by the call to rebellion. Watch the Chiefs win now. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump in on my opportunity here. Start auction. You gave me the chance. I'm taking it, man. Either lower farming or trade, lower military or authority, increase trade, lower stability. Well, I'm fucked. Feeling pretty fucked here. Oh, well. Chiefs got a handout here, dude. Overwhelming funding for the theater, unsurprisingly. And they got a lot of money to spend on it. We're gonna meet every condition, it looks like. Well, one thing is for sure about the result of this game. I lost. We don't know who won yet, but without a doubt, I fucking lost. Oof. Ragnarok. It's another day of poring over maps and battle plans with your marshal. It's hard to remember the last time you did anything else. And yet, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, Your Majesty, you won't believe this. Let me guess, ice giants? She stares at you blankly. Yeah. Ice giants. They've entered the Crown Lands just last night, according to my scouts. And the chiefs. They've abandoned us. This must have been their plan all along. If they want to fight me too, then they can. Your Majesty, we can't take them all on. But there is one thing we can do. Baroness Peko Takatuka and the rebels may just agree to a truce. If we're invaded by ice giants, there won't be a kingdom left for anyone. I'll not parley with traitors! The marshal's expression is pained, but she nods. The reports come in slowly thereafter. What few loyal forces you have left are routed, captured, or flee within weeks. Chaos reigns in the kingdom as the rebels go to war with the ice giants. Meanwhile, you hide in your palace, isolated from everything. But you can't hide forever. One day you wake up and see giants in the gardens, and you know the end is nigh. With nothing but a scattered contingent of the Watch left to defend them, the capital walls crumble like paper. Giants kick down gates and pluck soldiers off battlements with their fingers. All is lost, Your Majesty. I've failed you. It's fine. It's cool, whatever. Before you can fetch your sword and armor, your chief architect rushes in, clearly out of breath. Your Majesty, the chiefs! They've come to save us! My beautiful ramparts will live to see another day! He collapses into a heap on the stone floor. You rush out of the palace with your honor guard in tow to see for yourself. Climbing to the outer battlements, you're met by an incredible sight. The giants are fighting with their backs to you. They aren't fighting your watch, they're fighting a horde of battle-painted northern warriors. Something's wrong. You can't put your finger on it, but this stinks of something terrible. How did the giants pass through the north unharmed without the chief's help? The battle is quick and bloody. The giants are slaughtered, but not without inflicting heavy casualties on the chief's forces. You meet them at the now open gates where you find Chief Bittergreens drenched in blood and grinning like a saber-tooth. Your greatness, what a glorious battle! Lucky we turned up when we did, huh? Yes, very convenient. And for your people here in the city, I'm sure they'll be mighty grateful we did just save their lives. Yeah, saved them. Aye, saved them from the giants and from the grip of a weak ruler. None of this would have been necessary if you'd held the monsters back like a proper queen. Just thinking aloud, but maybe it's time someone else took over. Someone who doesn't buckle at the sight of a few lumbering giants. Your soldiers shift nervously, and you notice the northern warriors encircling you. Their faces are twisted into bloody snarls. What do you think, Your Majesty? I know a certain chief who'd be happy to take the burden off you. Ivor, his name is. I think you can go to hell. Chief Bittergreen snarls. Before you know it, an axe is flying right at your face. You duck, and just in time as the axe sails over your head and strikes one of your honor guard. Kill them! Capture the queen! Your battle nuns put up a noble defense, but the northerners are not only more numerous, but more ferocious. There's clearly still fire in their blood after their fight with the giants. They throw themselves at the Sisters of Steel without care for their own lives, and the honor guard are completely overwhelmed. You're left until the end so that Chief Bittergreens can gloat one final time. You Southerners just never get it, do you? You'll never rule the North. No matter how many centuries it takes, we'll always be its true masters. And now, thanks to you, the entire kingdom will be ours. A worthy gift of gratitude for our destruction of the ice giant threat. I hope you choke on it. Strong words from a dead woman. A shame no one else was around to hear them. The flesh feaster awaits, Your Majesty. The gore-covered axe rises, hovers for one agonizing moment, then falls. Chief Bittergreen's axe brought a chapter of history to a close. Historians write that ice giants, not traitors, slew Queen Ruperta. The grandees prayed and prayed for a miracle to place Ophelia in her rightful place on the throne. But no miracle came. The barons, led by Peko Takatuka, launched a rebellion that accomplished nothing besides distracting the queen while cunning schemers took the throne. Once the war with the ice giants was won, the chiefs were heralded as the saviors of the kingdom. Ivor was crowned amid much pomp and ceremony. Any whispers that the chiefs had arranged the giants' attack were squashed with extreme prejudice. Queen Ruperta Giant Food. Congratulations to the Northerners. K-Chan, wealthiest noble at the end. And there our kingdom lies, devastated, defiance at its peak. And that is where it will most likely remain. Yet another irredeemable situation after 2 games. Apparently just unavoidable for me.